Hello everybody and welcome back to Civ House. I'm Rob and we are going to be talking about the Ottomans today. And not just that, but we have a double feature because Iceland also came out today. And I do apologize that I missed yesterday's upload with the Ottomans. I'm a little late on Iceland as well. I'm getting ready to head out of the country for 2 weeks. So I'm a little bit behind, to say the least, on things. And I really didn't expect this to be happening when it was, but I'm really glad that it is. I'm really excited to go through it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe as always. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think of this. Also, let me know what you guys think of this picture of me from a wedding I was in from a couple years ago. My phone is currently incapacitated. That's what I generally use as a camera because my other camera broke like months ago. So for now, you guys, for this video, so I can get it out to you, are going to get a picture of me. But let's hop into it here. We have the Ottomans finally getting added to Civ 7. The architecture is beautiful. Absolutely love it. Boats. Why boats? Wait, this is a Civ tour. What am I missing here? I thought that they were going to talk about everything that was happening. What am I missing? I might have to go look at it on the Civ website as well. Why is there no voiceover? What is going on? There's no information. I honestly thought this was the video. Where did I mess up? I'm gonna have to check in a second. It did seem short. It was like a 1 minute and 22-second video, but it's still pretty cool. I like the tour, but I don't know exactly, obviously, what I'm looking at yet. So let's go back here and check this out. 1 second. So just a Civ tour. I mean, that is what they did for the other ones, but I could have sworn that they actually showed stuff on here, but maybe not. Okay, let's here. Well, at least watch the Iceland one. Might as well. Not on the side. I'm gonna pull up the Civ website real quick, and we'll go to that. Dude, that looks so cool. So these are our Vikings. I mean, really and truly. I know we already knew that, but like, they're really our Vikings. I love it. It looks so good, too. Also, shippy. No surprises there. Yeah, those are cool, man. Looks like some unique, maybe trader unit of some kind. It is really interesting that it shows Iceland. It makes me think of Vinland Saga. That's my big thing there. And I'm definitely, honestly, pretty excited for them to do this. Let me see. Do they have? Where are the patch notes and stuff for this? What am I missing here? You know what? Hold on 1 second. Let me go see if I can find these. Okay. I found it. Don't worry about it. I don't know why this wasn't like. Why they didn't talk over this like I feel like they normally do, but that's okay. I mean, look, they're looking for somebody. I can gladly lend my voice to this. Don't worry. I can make it really smooth and create something you believe in. I don't know. That was my pitch. I hope you guys liked it. Anyways, let's get into everything about the Ottomans. From the shores of the Bosphorus, the Ottomans ruled an empire spanning 6 centuries and 3 continents. By the 19th century, the world's wealth flowed through the Grand Bazaar and the Ottoman Navy ruled the seas. Tension between the religious and secular prompted major reforms to reforge the Ottomans for a new era. But these changes came too late, and the empire gave way to the modern Republic of Turkey. Okay, cool. Very cool little descriptor up here. Let's check out the ability. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I would butcher it too much. When any leader evacuates or excavates an artifact in the Ottomans' territory, they generate an additional artifact. Infantry and naval units receive increased combat strength when attacking. So that's pretty cool. The Ottoman portion of it is interesting. So I guess you want to be protecting your own. Really and truly. You'll get the additional artifact as well. Otherwise, you're just helping other people. But I'm interested to see what these combat strengths and everything are. It's a militaristic cultural makes sense for the Ottomans here. This first part of the civic tree unlocks the siege train tradition. Army commanders receive the barrage promotion. The siege train, when a district's defenses are destroyed, all land siege units and infantry units have their movement restored. Wow, that's crazy. That's really strong. All siege units and infantry units. Talk about a powerhouse land, militaristic civ here. That's incredibly strong. Okay, the tier 2 is an increased settlement cap, and infantry units receive increased combat strength against districts. So you are just tearing through things. That is really the point of this one here. That's crazy. And then we have this next one here. The increased production towards siege units and infantry units. Land units require less maintenance. Increased settlement cap unlocks the whatever this tradition is, and this tradition is land military units fight as though they are at full strength even when they are damaged. This is some Japan stuff right here, if you guys remember that from past ways that Japan, their units would work. So that's really cool. What I'm going to say right away already is this is very much, I don't know if you guys have watched, there's like a Netflix, it's not a documentary, but it's almost like a movie documentary. I forget what those are called, but there's one that follows like Mehmed, which was one of the great rulers of the Ottomans, and his taking of Istanbul, and Byzantium, whatever you want to call it, right? And the use of cannons and everything and land units. This is just matching up so perfectly, and I love when they do that historically. I know that they mostly do, but this one just feels so real to me personally about what I know about the Ottomans. I know there's still a lot of other things. That was a huge empire, and it's still crazy to me that it lasted up till World War I, but that's neither here nor there. Unlocks the Hammam building, unlocks the, I don't know, whatever, this Kami Wonder, unlocks this tradition as well. Quarters with a set number of happiness buildings receive increased culture. With a set number of, quarters with a set minimum number of cultural buildings received a set amount of happiness. Okay, so another civ that's playing into two different things at the same time. So as you're growing, right, as you are expanding, you are getting more culture plus happiness to be able to match that. I really like that. Unlocks the unique building, gain a policy slot as well. Love these little extra bits that they're adding to these to really make them pretty strong, honestly. Increased production to museums, which is good. Unlocks this tradition. The increased happiness on great works as well. Okay, throw that in there. I know that it's a cultural civ, but still pretty nice little addition there. Gain an artifact in tier 2, and explorers ignore vegetated and river tiles for movement, so you're able to get yourself out there. And really, I mean, this matches so well with militaristic and cultural. I really like the way this civ is built. It feels a tiny bit strong, but not overpowering necessarily. If you can keep a strong enough army and you can kind of stall them out a little bit, they definitely lose a lot of what makes them strong. But at the same time, if you can blitz people, right, and get to them quickly, then this kind of works out. I really like it. Unique infrastructure. The unique quarter, increased culture and gold to specialists in this settlement. I think that's pretty good. Feels weird to have you build up after you've been building out, but I guess it's more of a build up after you conquer than building out. But I don't know. I mean, this part feels a little strange to me, but maybe somebody in the comment section understands this a little bit better. But that's where my thought goes initially. Unique building, happiness base, gold adjacency with cultural buildings. So there you go. I mean, you're just stacking cultural, happy, culture, happy. Love that. Unique building, culture base. Hey, there it is. Happiness adjacency with science buildings. Wow. It has a set number of artifact slots. Now, see, this feels like an empire to me. There's a lot of cogs that work in a little in different ways, and it doesn't necessarily make you overly strong in certain ways, but keeps you strong enough to where there's not a ton of weaknesses that I can see with this one. I mean, really and truly, I mean, maybe gold, maybe, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty nice. Unique military units, Barbary Corsair, unique light naval unit. It costs no movement to coastal raid. Okay, and that's interesting, especially with some of the other things that we have just had added to the game. Very interesting. Okay, the Janissary, obviously. Unique infantry, increased combat strength against other land units. Settlements suffer a happiness penalty for every Janissary stationed in or occupying a district. Well, I mean, like, that's fine, but you're just going to have your Janissaries out there, like, going to war for you. So you don't even really want them. I guess to that point, though, then you're just keeping other units at home for you, or you're at least just keeping them off of your districts. So, interesting, but that's fine. I mean, most of the time you keep ranged units, or at least I keep ranged units for the most part on my settlements, so this makes sense. The Associated Wonder, the Kami, the Sultanate Kami, happiness-based wonders in this settlement received increased culture and gold. This is increased for further for exploration wonders, and even further for antiquity wonders must be built adjacent to another wonder. Love this. Love this. So this is a true capper, right, for when you are finishing up your game. That's beautiful. Absolutely love this. This is an awesome civ. I am personally, maybe it's just that it's making sense to my militaristic brain, but I can already see myself in the way I would play this. I love this. No starting biases, gameplay tip. If you see an archaeological, wouldn't that be archaeology? Okay, archaeology site. Wow, brain farted there. In another civilization's territory, use the Ottomans' bonus towards conquering to capture the settlement for yourself. A site will count for the unique ability. This is a cool civ. I really genuinely like this civ, and I would love to hear what you guys think. We'll move on to Iceland here in just a second, but this is potentially already going to be my favorite modern age civ. I just like the way that it flows. It feels really, really nice, and again, it feels like it's a nice capper to a game for you. This is the kind of stuff that I like to see. So, big fan of the Ottomans here. Let's get into Iceland. All right, Iceland. On a volcanic, windswept island, the Icelanders forged a commonwealth of chieftains and warriors, lawyers and scholars. Icelandic longships ranged far and wide. Vikings terrorized Europe's rivers and coasts as explorers roamed North America. Poets and saga writers preserved their deeds alongside tales of gods, saints, and heroes. Centuries of independence held until Iceland, weakened by civil war, submitted to Norway. Again, man, just somebody make a Vinland Saga mod. Just do it. Go ahead and do it. And by the way, that's an anime, for those of you who may not know. It's a good one, too. But Kringala Heimsins is the unique ability. Receive a set amount of culture when you discover a natural wonder in distant lands. Effect scales based on game speed. Missionaries cost a set percentage more. I will be honest. I did not think this was going to be an exploration civ. Look, I've been very distracted. Wedding, honeymoon, all that stuff. So I do apologize that maybe this was announced and I just missed it. But it is, yeah. Exploration Age civ. That's cool. This is really interesting. This is like an early. This one would be, if I had my dream, a medieval civ to me. That could potentially go into the exploration civ age, at least partially. But this is cool. I really, really like this. Militaristic, cultural, pretty much the same as the Ottomans, right? But that's cool. All right. Land Namabok unlocks the unique building, unlocks the tradition that I can't pronounce as well. Receive a relic for every time you master a civic. That's pretty freaking good. That sounds real strong, honestly. Tradition. Producing a naval unit grants culture equal to a set % of that unit's production cost. Wow. I mean, this will play right into completing and mastering those civics. That's kind of crazy. Receives increased golden settlements with a kiln. Unlocks the whatever this is, tradition. All buildings receive a cultural and production adjacency with volcanoes and natural wonders. Now, these, as you guys know, I don't love. It makes it really hard to be able to plan those, because then if you're trying to plan around like natural wonders, and now there are a ton of volcanoes in the game, so maybe it's not that bad. I know there's less than there had been, but there's still a good amount of them. I guess that helps a little bit, and it makes sense based on Iceland, right? But like, I don't know. Don't hate it, don't love it. It must be a pretty good bonus, I would have to think, though, because we don't have the exact numbers here right now. The Hugens Dreka, naval units can pillage and coastal raid tiles within a set number of tiles. Unlock this tradition. Coast raiding grants culture equal to a set percentage of the pillaging yield. Very cool. I'm not a big like pillager coastal raider guy, even though I know I said I like the Ottomans a lot. I do think this update for more naval stuff is really has been intriguing me since the start, but like reading this and stuff makes it really interesting to me as well. The Vikinger, which I guess is going to be their unit, may coastal raid and pillage for a set amount of movement when it is in distant lands. Doesn't apply to discoveries. Okay, that's fine. The Viringar naval units and embark units received increased movement and increased combat strength. That's cool. Unlocks this tradition. Increased settlement cap as well. Increased healing to naval units outside of friendly territory. So you are out there pillaging, which is exactly what Iceland was doing the entire time. That makes too much sense. Unlocks this wonder and gain a set number of relics. I wonder what that set number is, but feels like you're going to be able to, complete this legacy path very, very easily. The unique building is a happiness base. Increased culture for each adjacent wet floodplains, volcano, or vegetated tile must be built into tundra or grassland not adjacent to another one. Yeah, because that would stack really strong. I mean, that is a lot of culture with a happiness base for a lot of different tiles in the game. So, interesting. Feels pretty good. Unique civilian unit. A Saga hero. A great person, trainable in settlements with that thing. With that unique building. So this is another one of those that we have with the multiple different units available in one of them. I have made it clear on this channel, I don't love the RNG on this, but I don't hate it either. I don't feel like this is, well, it's not RNG. How do I put this? I don't feel like it doesn't feel great to have this, but at the same time, I think it's very strong in different different situations. So that's fine. I'm interested to see what these all are. So we got Eagle Scala Grimson. Activate on a fleet commander when you defeat an enemy unit in its command radius. Receive culture equal to a set percentage of the defeated unit's strength. If you start getting some big old fleet commanders, that's going to look really good. Gisli Surson. Activate on a military unit. This unit gains the stealth ability. What? Invisible to units that are not in an adjacent tile. What? That's wild. On a military unit. Doesn't matter. You can have that thing running around, scouting around. Like, that's pretty cool. That's probably why they have it as a military unit instead of a scout. That's crazy. That one's pretty good. Is there stealth in the game? And that, like, this early on especially? Like, I'm looking this up. Why am I... Stealth. Why is my brain working? I guess there is. There has to be, right? Let me see. I'm looking this up. I'm looking it up. I'm not seeing anything right now. I'm not seeing anything. I guess it's been used in other games. But I'm not seeing it in Civ 7. That's kind of wild. It was in Civ 6, Call to Power, and Call to Power 2. Interesting. Okay. Either way, I'll move on. But I don't believe that I have seen a stealth unit. That's crazy. Activate on Army Commander for Gretier Asmundarson. Nearby infantry units gain the splash ability. That's cool. Enemy units and tiles adjacent to the target also take a set percentage of that damage. That's crazy. That could be super strong. Like, really, really, really strong, actually. You could just kind of burn through units very quickly. I think AoE damage in this game, pretty strong. All right, the Kjartan Olafsson. Activate on a pillaged tile, and you gain a relic. Okay, well, I mean, that's pretty simple. I mean, it is direct gaining of something for your legacy path, so that's fine for victory condition. Gudrun Firstdotir? I don't know, whatever. Activate on commander. All units of its domain are healed fully in the command radius, i.e. fleet commanders heal naval units, army commanders heal land units. That's pretty good. There's no doubt about that. You get low, even though your units can... Wait, was that the Ottomans, right? Yeah, that was the Ottomans. They were like Japan. Never mind. Ignore that. Continuing on. Hrafnikel Halfredson. I don't know. Activate on a temple. Whenever you coastal raid, it spreads religion to the settlement that has been coastal raided. If the tile raided is an improvement, the rural religion changes. If the tile is urban, the urban religion changes. Another very strong one depending on how you're playing your game. If I had to guess, this would be an early one that people would pick. Activate on the building that I don't know. The building in this settlement gains a set amount of culture for each celebration. So, you know, that seems pretty good. I mean, this building feels like it's very important. There's a lot of stuff built around it. Activate for Gunnar Hamudarson. This guy was Njal. I guess this is Porgierson. I think that's a P. I'm pretty sure it's a P. I don't know. Activate on an army or fleet commander in a tile with a military unit. This commander gains the order commendation. Okay. Simple enough, but fine. Gudridir. I don't know. Porb Yarnardotir. Butchering it, as always. Activate on a naval unit. This unit gains increased movement and increased sight. There's a good scouting unit. And then Freitas Eric Dotier. This must be Leif Erikson. Maybe. Activate on a naval unit this turn. Naval units can coastal raid for no movement cost. So kind of like what you do with the Ottomans, but just with this dude. So very interesting with the heroes. The unique military unit is the Vikinger. The unique naval unit coastal raiding grants science equal to a set percentage of the pillaging yield, has increased sight. I have one thing that I want to say. I'm a little disappointed that this is just a naval unit. What would have been really unique and cool with us getting Vikings for the first time with Iceland, what I think would have been really cool personally, would have been to have them be a unique naval and land unit depending on where they were. Would have been really strong. Would have been like a commando unit, whatever. But I just think this is still really cool. It's not bad, but I feel like they missed out on a really cool opportunity. That would have been awesome. Associated wonder is the Reykjavík, a cultural base, increased production towards the military units in this city for every great work in the city. Has a set number of relic slots and must be placed in the tundra. The starting bias is coastal tundra grassland. The Huggins Drekka Civic lets the Vikinger unique unit pillaging and coastal raid within a set number of tiles. Sail it up navigable rivers and let the raiding begin. I am not much of a raider person. I have not played many Vikings games in the past, like as any form of a Viking. But this one looks cool. It feels a little underwhelming to me. It doesn't flow as well as these Ottomans do, but I still think it's a good unit. I think it's going to be a nice exploration civ that kind of shakes things up. And depending on what leader that you're playing, there are obviously some very strong naval leaders now in the game. this could still be very, very good. I'm just not feeling it on this one for me personally, but I'm not a big naval player. If you are a big naval player, this one probably feels really good. The Ottomans feel freaking fantastic from top to bottom, whether I am a naval player or an infantry player. So I really like these. I think Iceland is very unique and interesting to me. It feels very different. And that's enough for me. I don't know that I will really play Iceland, but I will definitely be giving the Ottomans a try. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Again, I do apologize that I had to lump these both in to one video, but I just felt like that would be better, and now you guys get extra content. So I hope that this has been enjoyable for you guys. As a quick reminder, Connor's out of town. I will be out of town. So the videos may be a little bit sporadic here over the next couple of weeks. Really sorry, it's just been a crazy busy time for us, but we're really excited. We're already starting to prep things for 2026, and are very hopeful that with this feature workshop that we're going to be getting a lot of great new pieces of content, I'll call it, for you guys and from Civ 7 as we prep for all the things that could be coming next. So from our house to yours, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys will join us for one more turn.